The Akwa Ibom State Executive Council meeting held today in this council chambers, June 26, 2025. His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Omo Eno PhD, presided over the meeting and in his opening remarks welcomed and thanked all council members, particularly for their support throughout the period of the progressive movement and transition. His Excellency the Governor in Council further tasked members of the Executive Council to recommit themselves to the ideals of the Arise agenda by working extra hard to ensure the delivery of the dividends of democracy within the tenets and provisions of the Arise agenda for the people of Akwa Ibom State. The Executive Council considered a presentation by the Ministry of Youth, particularly on the roadmap for the state youth development, and approved the hosting of the Arise Youth Skills Development Week, which will coincide with the United Nations Youth Skill Development Day on July 15th. ESCO further approved the activation of youth engagement programs, particularly the development of youth-friendly centers across the entire state, beginning with Uyo, the capital city.
This youth-friendly center will also serve as a hub for youth in those local government areas where they can present themselves, get registered, get acquainted with the government functions, government activities and government programs. It can also serve as a reporting center where youths can make call-in or call-ups to different events that is happening in the states.
In an effort to improve water sanitation, supply and hygiene in the state, the Executive Council reviewed the various WASH documents of the state government, particularly the Akwa Ibom State WASH Policy, the Akwa Ibom State WASH Monitoring and Evaluation Framework, and the Akwa Ibom State Water User Regulation Bill 2025. Council ratified these documents and directed the Honorable Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice to ensure the transmission of the draft bill to the State House of Assembly for consideration and passage.
Once the bill becomes a law and it is now operational, Akwa Ibom State will assess special funds to help in generation of power in, as other states of the country are also, assessing. It will also help us to develop irrigation projects in the state.
Executive Council reviewed the state investment book and directed the Akwa Ibom State Investment Corporation to expedite action on the exiting from non-profitable companies and ventures. Further, the Executive Council directed the inclusion of the Honorable Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice and the Commissioner for Finance as statutory members of boards of government companies. They are there to represent the interests of government and protect government investments in those corporations and companies. The State Executive Council approved today that the Honorable Commissioner for Finance should take over the coordination and supervision of the Ministry of Special Duties and Ibom Deep Sea Port to ensure that all projects and programs in that ministry continue unabated. In order to rekindle the sports development and grow sporting activities, particularly amongst our youths in the state, the State Executive Council, following a presentation by the Ministry of Sports, approved the hosting of the Akwa Ibom State Sports Festival 2025. The activities will begin in July and end in September 2025. A committee to coordinate activities for the festival was also constituted and is headed by the Honorable Commissioner for Sports, Elder Paul Bassi. The following a report by the head of the Civil Service, the Executive Council acknowledged with gladness the celebration of the 2025 Public Service Week. His Excellency the Governor in Council, Pastor Omo Eno PhD, congratulated public servants in the state and directed all ESCO members and stakeholders to participate in the concluding activities of the week, particularly the football match coming up on Saturday, the 28th, as well as the Thanksgiving service coming up on Sunday, the 29th of June 2025 at the International Christian Worship Center here in Uyo.